Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm a university lecturer and an ultra runner. So if there are two things in life that I'm really good in, it's talking and running very long distances. Today, I'd like to speak about me becoming a digital creator, which I did last year due to the COVID-19 lockdown, which left me without a classroom and without students in my classroom. So I had to change the way I taught. When I look back on my life, there's one common theme that accompanied me for all this time, and that is me being a creator. I started out, as many kids do, as a designer and inventor, for example, with my Lego bricks. Later, I became a creator with words, breaking down complicated things into simple, explainable concepts for myself, as a student, for example, when I was learning, and for others. And I became so fond of this that I started to make a living out of it. I became a teacher, a university lecturer, a professor. Today, I'm a lecturer at the University of Applied Sciences in Kufstein, and I teach data engineering and data science. And I'm still a creator with words in my classroom. Well, until we all went into COVID-19 lockdown last year. There were no more student meetings, no whiteboards, no projectors, no classroom discussions available anymore. So I had to find new ways of getting my message across. And I started experimenting with video and audio production, with streaming, with lighting, and other e-learning concepts. I became a digital creator. That's me in my studio at home. So for me, being a digital creator means that I have new channels available to get my message across. I can reach out to my audience in a way that fits their natural consumer behavior, because many of them are already on the platforms that I use, for example, on YouTube. For the first time, I was able to produce durable assets, and that's a very important thing in being a digital creator. In the past, giving a lecture was more like giving a theater play. It was live, but it was non-permanent. Now it's more like being an actor in a movie. When the movie's done, it can be watched again and again and again. It is durable. But digital creation is not only applicable in teaching, it's applicable in many other contexts as well. I can use digital creation, for example, to communicate with my customers or with my colleagues by producing video lectures there, by producing podcasts and other things. Now, becoming a digital creator doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and it leads you through difficult terrain, and it demands endurance and perseverance. Those are the same traits that an ultra runner needs if he or she goes onto an endeavor of running 100-kilometer races in one go. Although many people would like to become digital creators or ultra runners, only few of them really succeed in doing so. I would like to take you onto an ultra run, a virtual ultra run, where I'd like to explain to you the 5 most important lessons learned that I made last year in becoming a digital creator. My first lessons learned was make the first step. That sounds simple, but it's so essential. Many potential creators stop before they even take the first step. And I know this from ultra running too. When the race day gets close, my mind starts playing tricks on me. No matter how much training effort I put into my preparation, my mind will remind me of all the challenges, the obstacles, the fears that I have regarding this particular race. And eventually, I will not even go to the starting line, although I'm well prepared. Now, with digital creation, it's pretty much the same. You should not bother too much about all these fears and doubts. I mean, they are there, but you need to get going. You need to start creating your content. Do not bother about little mistakes, your wording, and such things. They just distract you. You need to make the first step. My second advice is take one step at a time. Pursuing a project as a digital creator can be a challenging thing because you know, if the project is large, that the finishing line is far, far away. This can be overwhelming. It's important to break your project into smaller steps. And the same is true for ultra running. If you're standing on the starting line, you know that the finishing line is probably 100 kilometers away. And this can be really challenging. An ultra run is, at the most, a mental challenge. And to succeed, you need to break it down into smaller steps, into stages, and the stages into steps. So when I'm at the starting line, I know I have to make the first step, and then another one, and another one, and another one, and they will take me towards my goal. As a digital creator, it's important that you break down your creation project into smaller steps as well. Make tiny videos, not that one big one take that is hard to handle. And that will help you to succeed in your project. My third lessons learned was that you have to be yourself. There are many creators out there that you are tempted to copy, and that might distract you from being the creator that you want to be. All of them have their own recording style, their own style of talking, their own style of presenting their content. That can be inspiring, but it can also blockade you. As an ultra runner, you know this as well. There are many other runners on the racetrack. Some go fast, some go slow, and everyone has his or her own recipe on how to finish an ultra race. Now, as a runner, it's important to focus on yourself. Focus on your own steps, focus on your own breathing, and find your own rhythm. And that will help you to finish your race. So as a digital creator, you should find your own way of doing things. Don't copy others. Let them be an inspiration, but don't let them distract you from what you actually want to do, namely producing the content that you want to produce. My fourth advice is focus on the content. As a digital creator, there are many things that you can concentrate on, especially technical things are very prominent. Do I have the right lighting? Do I have the right audio capturing device? Is my video camera the right one for the project? Those are nice things, but they are distracting you from the actual content. And the same is true for running. As a runner, I know that there are so many different shirts, compression sleeves, heart rate monitors that I can use. And if you focus on these things, you can just get distracted from your actual thing, from getting out there and doing your run. So as a digital creator, do not focus too much on these things. Focus on the content. It's always better to produce a good story with bad lighting than producing no story at all, but having the perfect studio light in your studio. And the final advice that I can give you from my personal experience is simply be a creator. It's about creation. It's not about all these other things that might be there as well. As digital creators, we are very much dependent on the platform that we're creating on. And these platforms have their own cultures, they have their own rules, and many creators get distracted by these cultures and rules. For example, because they try to get as many followers as they can. As runners, we are also often told that we need to do certain things, we need to complete certain races, we need to deliver certain finishing times, but that's not important. That's just a distraction from what we're actually wanting to do, because we actually want to go out there and go on that run because we love running. So as a creator, you should always keep your content in focus. Okay? If you do good content, followers and likes will find your content themselves. I hope you find these lessons learned of mine useful and inspiring, and I hope that some of you will probably start getting into digital creation, or maybe also into ultra running as well. And if you do so, there's one thing that you should definitely remember. You can be a runner if you take the chance to make the first step. And you can also be a creator if you take the chance to make the first step. Thank you.